8, Unit 2, Chapter 8. I'll share the PowerPoint. Yes, come.
Hi, girls.
Okay, girls, open page. Come, Julian.
Hi.
Page 160. Do you see my PowerPoint?
Yes, miss, we can see it.
Okay, girls, when we started Tuesdays with Morrie, Julia, yeah, yes. We took Tuesdays with Morrie. We met Mitch Album, the writer, the author, and we met Morrie, the album's professor who was dying. And before he dies, Mitch used to go and visit him at each Tuesday and record his wisdoms and his experience and his sayings about essential topics: love, marriage, sickness. Hey, we read the passage. We discussed the questions. Okay, guys, we stopped on page 160. So, Katra, please read the PowerPoint.
Focus on understanding the impact of details. Details are like windows into a text's meaning. They give us a deeper look at aspects of character and theme. Copy the descriptive details you highlighted in the passage into the following chart. In the second column, indicate if the detail is positive or negative. Finally, in the third column, explain why you labeled these details as positive or negative.
Yes. Remember while we were reading, and I told you try to underline each lines that modify or explain or show the character of each one of them, of Morrie and Mitch. So here he brought for you the first one, a description of Morrie. People see me as a bridge. I'm not as alive as I used to be, but I'm not yet dead. I'm sort of in between. And we said this is kind of positive and negative. This seems negative at first because he is dying, but Morrie implies or adds that this is a good thing, so it's a positive somehow, a way to help people understand the transition from life to death. Okay? So let's see what else can we say. What are lines that we underlined in the passage on page 154? What are some lines we underlined and we said whether it's positive or negative? But here we are this one description of Morrie, because the second table would be description of Mitch. So what else did we underline, guys?
Can I answer?
Yes, please.
I may be dying, but I'm surrounded by loving, caring souls. How many people can see that? It's positive and negative.
Yes, it's on page
On page 157.
160,
That's
157. Yes,
the last one.
which line 95, right?
Yeah.
So say it again, please.
I may be dying, but I'm surrounded by loving, caring souls. How many people can see that? It's positive
Yes,
and negative.
it's positive and negative. How it's negative and how it's possible? Positive.
Negative because he's dying, and positive he's surrounded by people who care for him, who love him.
Yes. Negative because he's dying. Positive because he is surrounded by people who love him, who really love him. Okay, who can tell me another one?
Can I?
Can I miss?
Yes, Jana?
Well,
Jana and then Sarah.
I think not Jenna is the one who talked.
Who?
Lajane, Noor,
You
and
Alu,
yourself.
Lajane, Noor, and
Sarah.
Sarah. Okay, so Noor.
Do I start?
Yes,
Yes, Miss Line 11 when he said that all the friends that Morrie seems to have, it is positive.
hmm?
It is positive because it shows that Morrie is a loved person, so he
Yes,
had a lot of friends.
yes, excellent. He is a beloved one. He has lots of friends, so it is positive. Yes, Sarah.
In line 74, when he said he could not press down hard with a knife, his fingers shook, each bite was a struggle. It was a negative expression because they told you about his struggle and how he uh, struggled this.
Yes, 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 excellent, yes, Sarah. Lujane.
When he started to say that he was dotted with age spots, like here
Mm.
he's saying that this shows that he's aging and that he's reaching like the maximum level of aging.
Yes, yes, excellent. And what else, girls? Jana,
I,
Jana, where are you? I thought you wanted to answer, and I was so excited
I'm
about
here.
that. Yes, Jana, tell me anything that we underlined that it modifies Morrie and whether it's positive or negative.
Um, um, after يعني Morrie, the lines 98,
98.
100.
Yes, 100. Huh? When he
It's
says what?
negative,
Yes,
because Morrie who could no longer dance, swim,
excellent.
or bath or walk.
Excellent. Dry himself after a shower or even roll over in bed, and it's negative. Excellent. So this was number one when he could not press down hard with a knife. His fingers shook. Who said this? Sarah or Lujain or Noor? So read it, Sarah.
He could not press down hard with a knife, his fingers shook. It's negative. Later in the passage, Morrie mentions that before his lungs shut down, his fingers and hands will fade. In retrospect, this is an especially grim detail because it reveals just how far the disease has progressed.
Yes, because you cannot hold or press down the knife. Okay. Here, I may be dying. Who said this? Noor? ولا جاي?
Kadra did.
Kadra, the first one. Yes, Kadra. Read it, Kadra.
I may be dying, but I'm surrounded by loving, caring souls. How many people can say that?
Yes,
Negative and positive.
yes.
Although the fact that he is dying is not positive, he is thankful for the love he feels.
Yes, thank you, Kadra. Here, no one said this apathetic scene, and yet I could not deny the setting. Read it, Jana. Jana. Okay, read it, Sarah.
A pathetic scene, and yet I could not deny that sitting in his presence was almost magically serene.
Serene.
The same calm breeze that soothed me back in college. It's positive and negative. Morrie is weak and can no longer do many of the things he used to, but inside he is still a person who radiates calmness.
Yes, who radiates calmness, يعني it comes out of him. Okay, here then we will start description of Mitch. Description of Mitch. Rima, Ragad, Lana, Jude. Participate with me, dear. Okay, I'll tell you number one. Description of Mitch. Words and actions. When he said, I was hardly the promising student who had left him 16 years earlier. I had become too wrapped up in the siren song. Siren is of my own life. I was busy. It is a negative feeling. Mitch feels that he wouldn't have come to visit Morrie if he were not dying. He is too busy with his own life. Okay, Rima. Rima.
Yes.
Yes. Ragad, Rima or Ragad, or Lana or Jude, anyone gives me any description of Mitch.
Miss, I'm searching for one.
Okay. Fatima, Natalie, Malak.
Yes, miss. Can I say one?
Yes.
Can you say one?
It's that when he said you are kind,
Yeah.
I guess in line 17, when he said you are kind,
To whom?
to when Maury said to Mitch,
71?
16.
16. Yes, you're kind. Yes, when Maury smiled and he said you're kind, it's positive because Maury
Positive,
says,
yeah.
yeah. Natalie, can you get me one?
Miss, I have one, but I'm not
Okay, Rima.
sure if it's
Tell me.
a description or not.
Mm.
We underlined it. Line 13.
Mm-hmm.
Buddies that circled my orbit back in college, where had they gone?
Yes.
He was feeling lonely.
Yes.
It's a negative feeling.
Yes. Why it shows that?
He was feeling lonely and he didn't have any friends.
Yes. Excellent. Ragad? Lena? Natalie?
Yes, miss.
Lena, did you find anyone?
Miss, no, I'm not sure.
Okay, tell me.
I don't know, miss. I don't
It's
think.
okay. Okay, Natalie? Malak Wasim?
Miss, I'm fine. Can I say?
Yes. Who?
Buthana.
Buthayna, please, Buthayna.
When he said, "My days were full, yet I remain much
Which
of the
line, dear?
time."
Tell me the line.
65.
Yes.
Yeah, my days were full, yet I remain much of the time unsatisfied. It's
Yes.
negative.
Excellent. It's negative feelings. It shows you what the explanation is. What that Mitch feels. What?
Sad, unhappy.
Yes. Sad and unhappy. Yes.
Miss, I'm sorry I didn't answer you, but I want to drink water.
Okay. Do you have any description of Mitch? Malakosi? Natalie? Layan Maghrabi?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Yes, do you have any, Layan?
Miss, I'm not sure if they said it, but I think it's in line 12. I thought about the bodies that circled my orbits.
Yes, Rima said it.
Miss, me too. I have one, but I'm not sure.
Yes, Lena, say.
I was astonished by his complete lack of self-pity.
It is
Morrie,
positive, but it is positive about Morrie. We are now discussing about Mitch.
Oh, okay.
Miss, I have one.
Hmm?
On line 28, he received me so warmly.
Yes, he received me so warmly. Yes, it shows what?
Even like if they haven't seen each other for 16 years, he still like received him with kindness.
Yes, yes, yes. And when he said, "Girls," I was. Anyone else? Do you find anything? When he said, "I was the student who had the promising career in this." Okay, let's read this. Lana, read number one, first one.
I was impressed with perhaps even a bit envious of all the friends that Morrie seemed to have. Negative. Mitch is healthy and strong, but jealous of Morrie, who is dying. This implies that Mitch is not happy with his life, a negative quality.
Yes, thank you. Rima?
Yes.
Read.
Hardly the last one, right?
Yes.
I was hardly the promising student who had left him 16 years earlier. I had no good excuse for this except the one that everyone these days seems to have. I had become too.
Yes.
Yeah. Negative. Confronted with Morrie's death, Mitch must take stock of his own life when it comes up wanting.
Yes. Okay. Fatima?
Yes, miss.
Mm.
I traded lots of dreams for a bigger paycheck, and I've never even realized I was doing it. My days were full, yet I remained much of time unsatisfied. What happened to me? Negative. Again, Mitch reveals that the goals and dreams of his youth have gone by the wayside. He has pursued money over happiness.
Yes, he has pursued money over happiness. Okay. Girls, I want you to open page 164. 164. Are you with me?
Yes,
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Now let me choose here. Okay. Asma, are you here? Asma? بلقيس. بيان. بثينة.
Yes, miss.
Yes, Buthaina. Buthaina, start reading from 164, from third read.
From Morrie and the expert, or the
Yes.
third grade?
Yes. From
The third
excerpt Morrie in his own words.
Okay. Relating to others. Keep your heart open for as long as you can, as wide as you can, for others and especially for yourself. Be generous, detected, and welcoming.
Decent and welcoming.
During the course of the islands, I've made a half of dozen or more new friends. People I had not met before. I have also established ties with people I had been out of touch with for years, including former students from who contacted me after hearing that I was ill. For you are lonely, it's not too late to develop a new friendship, to reconnect with people you've known even.
So please underline it, this girls, if you are lonely, it's not too late to develop new friendship or reconnect with people you have known. Okay? This is important, girls. He says to you that the key for happiness is to be surrounded by friends, to be surrounded by people who love you. So he says, as I started to be sick and I dying, people started to visit me more, especially students that I have taught. Okay? If you are lonely, it's not too late. So these sentences are said for you. If you're lonely, it's not too late to develop new friendships. Okay? Continue, Butaina.
Even if you had not been a friendly or a approachable person in the past, there is still time enough for you to change. But you're not going to become a more benevolent person just by the fact that you are dying.
Yeah, yes,
If you
you're not dying, so you'll be surrounded by people. No, you have to change. It's time to change yourself.
complete,
Mm-hmm.
if you were
Curmudgeon before.
before, you will still be one unless you make the effort to change. Wanting to be different is just the beginning. There is no single way to go about changing the way you relate to others. But here are some suggestions.
Please underline, wanting to be different is just the beginning. Underline it, girls. So he says to you, if you were a curmudgeon means this person who is always frowning and this. If you're always a curmudgeon before, you will still always be one, unless you change yourself, unless you give efforts to change. Wanting to be different is just the beginning. The beginning of everything, girls, the beginning of success, the beginning of traveling, the beginning of establishing a good career is when you start, when you want. The beginning to change is when you want to change. Okay? So you have to want first. There is no single way to be about changing the way you relate to others. Okay? But here are some suggestions. So he will say to you some suggestions if you want to change of yourself, if you want to have more relationships with others. Thank you. Thank you, Buthaina. Dareen.
Yes, miss.
From Identify, line 15.
Identify what behavior you'd like to change. Try to be specific. For example, if you don't want to be a
Curmudgeon
any longer, you might set as your goal to be more cheerful or more outgoing than
Underline it,
you.
please. If you don't want to be any more cringing, try to smile. Draw a smile. Always draw a smile in your face. No matter whom do you see, but always wear a smile in your face. It gives your face acceptance of others. Okay, so try to be cheerful. Continue.
Then you need to identify things you can do towards accomplishing your goal. Your first step may be as simple as saying good morning, please, and thank you more often. If your goal is to have people talk to you more often, work on being an attentive and
Concerned listener. If you
concerned
want
listener.
so he says for you at the beginning, draw a smile on your face, be cheerful, say good morning, say please. And then the next step, be a good listener, a person who listens to others. Okay? If you want to have friends, you should listen to others. So improve your listening skills. Yes?
If you want people to visit you more often, work on making their visits more pleasant for them.
Yes. If you want them to come and visit you again, so you have to make their first visit a good one. Okay, so when they come, try to meet them with hospitality. And then
You may feel a little uncomfortable for a while, especially if you worry that you are merely going through the motions or pretending to be what you are not. Look at it this way: what made you a
Ramjun,
curmudgeon,
as we said, is a person is always frowning.
or whatever was the fact that you acted like one. When you act like a kind one and gorgeous person, you eventually become one.
Yes,
However, don't
when you
push
act
yourself.
generously, at the end you will be a generous one. So even if you're not generous, try or pretend to be generous. At the end, you will remain generous.
However, don't push yourself.
We say it, fake it until you make it. Fake. If you can do anything, fake that you can do it until you can really do it.
Continuous.
Yes.
However, don't push yourself too hard to try to change to quality quickly. Otherwise, you may become discouraged and give up. Also, don't accept others to notice or accept your changes immediately.
Yes. So if you are changing of your personality or of your character, don't change it suddenly and in a high degree. No, just take it slowly till you really have the change inside of you. Okay, and don't expect others that they will accept your change as immediately as you change. Yes.
Some people may never respond to you as you would like. Others may take a while to warm up and want to associate with you. No matter how others respond to you, to the changes you made, or how successful you are in your attempts to change, you will be a better person for having tried.
Yes, at least I tried. At the end, you say to yourself, at least I tried. Okay? Girls will not have test on this part. We are reading this part because I think that these are good sayings for you and good advice for you. Okay? Jumana, can you read Jumana? Thank you, Dareen.
Yes.
Jumana, from considering death. Yes, here it talks about death. Yes?
Considering death, learn how to live, and you'll know how to die. Learn how to die, and you'll know how to live. The best preparation for living fully and well is to be prepared to die at any time, because impending death inspires a clarity of purpose, a homing in on what really matters to you. When you feel that the end is near, you are more likely to pay close attention to whatever you treasure, especially relationships with loved ones. The goals that I have set for myself to help me stay composed during this illness are not unlike those most of have aspired to since childhood: to behave with courage, dignity, generosity, humor, love, open heartedness, patience, and self-respect. When you are close to death, it is not easier to achieve these goals that that at this stage of your life, just more urgent that you try. And the more committed you are to living an ethical life, the less you have fear having your life come to end.
Yes, the more you live an ethical life, ethical is full of ethics. The more you live an ethical life, the more when it is going to end, when you reach to the end of your life, you don't fear anything. Try how to live, okay? And you'll know how to die. Try know how to die or learn how to die to know how to live. Both are connected. Okay? So these are good of Morrie. So we finished literature, girls. Shall we continue our movie?
As you like, Miss.
Yes. What do you want else? Tell me, Sardi. Okay. Let's.
So, Miss, this is the last chapter for the exam.
Yes, but it's not included.
Okay.
This chapter is not included. You know what, girls? So in order not to stop and then rejoin, please go now. It's 9:20. Go and 9:25 we'll start our movie. Okay?
Okay. Yes.
See.
Okay, bye, Miss.
Yeah, like 5 minutes and come.